Leading on from our last video, adding cards, we now want to set up access rights for our card holders on site. So what is an access right? Well, every card holder on ACT365 must be assigned to a user group. A user cannot exist on a system without being assigned to a group. So what's a user group? Well, a user group defines a card holder's level of access, which means what doors they can access at what times. A user group consists of two components, a door group and a time zone. A door group allows us to group all the doors that a user group is permitted to access. A time zone defines at what time they can access the doors at. A user group can contain up to 8 door groups and 8 time zones. Using our existing demo, Global Deliveries Direct, we are now going to create a user group called General Staff. For the purpose of this demonstration, I have added on some more ACUs on the Irish site. They are not live. Here is an overview of the user group we are going to create. Okay, here we are back in the installer portal. So what we need to do is select customers, select our enter customer portal button. Now the user group that we're creating is only going to exist on the Irish Warehouse site. So I click the drop down menu here and select GDD Irish Warehouse. So once that loads, upon doing so, I want to select access control. And then I want to select door groups. Now we can see all the pre-existing door groups that are created by default, but what we want to do is select new group. And we're going to call this General Staff DG for door group to remind us it's a door group. So we want to give them access to the front door, the side entrance, the roller shutter. We do not want to give them access to the comms cabinet because this is off limits, the door, canteen and toilets. So to be able to gain access to all the doors defined on the right hand side but not the door on the left. So we hit save. Door group saved successfully. Upon creating the door group, we now want to create the time zone. Okay, so here we can see the default time zones, 24 hours and no time zone. So if we click add time zone over here on the right, and then we're going to give the time zone a name and we'll call it General Staff TZ for time zone to remind us it's a time zone. Now, a time zone consists up to 8 time periods. A time period is a continuous segment of time in which the action becomes live for. The action may be applied to a user group or an action on a door, such as to unlock. So we'll select period 1 and we're going to say that the guys have access from 0700 hours until 1300 hours. And we'll select the days being Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Now they have a break and then they're not permitted access during that time, but then thereafter from 2 o'clock on until 6 they are permitted access. So we select from 1400 hours to 1800 hours. Once again we're going to select Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now on Saturdays and Sundays, anybody part of this group will be permitted access between 0800 hours and 1300 hours, and that's Saturdays and Sundays. Once more, they have an hour break, they're not permitted access, but then thereafter the break they're allowed in from 1400 hours to 1700 hours. And that's how simple it is to create a time zone. So then we just hit save over on the right hand side. Now the last thing we are going to create is a card holder group. So we select card holder groups and we can see the default user group created by 365. We select new group over on the right. And we're going to call this group General Staff UG for user group. Now a user group can have up to 8 door groups and time zones associated with it. So we're going to select add access right. And the door group we're going to select is General Staff DG that we created previously, and our time zone we should see General Staff TZ. And then if we hit save up in the top right, that is our user group created. Now we can go into our card holders and we should be able to select these and currently they're in GDD full access. We don't want that because that means they'll be able to get into the comms cabinet. So these 4 gentlemen here, we click the drop down menu and we're going to select switch group and select apply. It then asks us which group we want to put these people into. So we click the drop down menu and there we have our general staff UG. And if we hit save, now these individuals have been assigned to our general staff user group. And that's how simple it is to collectively group lots of individuals and put them in a specific user group.